it now, because like we've said, whether people want to talk about it or not, it's going to happen. A representative has to come from that, has to fill that void. So if it's not him, who else do you think potentially could? So that I see, like, and also remember, if we're putting like, this is not about feelings, just being critical, because I want to see how good of like judge of character you can be, because like the names you pick,
it's good.
Are they potentially what we can see?
I've definitely thought about it beyond. And one person that I thought so high of was Opiyo Wandayi in the first place.
Okay.
That's the reason even Opiyo Wandayi was chosen for a cabinet secretary position for energy. And there were still big names in ODM, such as Junet, but these people were never picked. So there was a certain character that Opiyo Wandayi displayed, the former MP of Ugunja.
Yeah.
So I really thought of Opiyo as a potential big leader for the Luo Nyanza. But now the problem why I say again I do not think of him is because of how deeply he has been engraved with the current government. So yesterday Opiyo has already made a statement that we are in the government 100% because Raila left us here. And when you are a leader who knows quite well that the people that you are representing are quite unhappy with this government, that is a very dangerous position to take.
Yeah.
You see? So you might be resonating maybe with a few people that will listen to you because you speak Luo in Nyanza.
Yes, man. You're yes, man.
But the entire population of people will feel a very different way about it. Yeah. But Opiyo had a very good high character as a leader, as someone who's compassionate. That's why you've never seen him also insulting people online. And he was also a very brilliant engineer, a very brilliant person, like from his own field.
Yeah.
So I thought of Opiyo Wandayi as someone who can become a very good leader for the Luo Nyanza up to a certain point. But you cannot also rule out people like Evans Kidero. Evans Kidero is one of those leaders that the entire nation do not see his impact and influence. But if you go to places like Homa Bay, places like Kisumu, Evans Kidero is a very revered leader. That is why when he wanted to vie for the position of governor in Homa Bay, and there was ODM nomination, Raila decided to quickly give Wanga the ticket without an election. Because he knew if he gave Kidero an opportunity to go to the ballot,
it would be like just clean.
He would definitely win. So they had to undermine him.
Okay.
And Kidero also has that power, the agility as a good leader.
Yeah. But we also do have the infamous slap. That's very popular.
He also has some of the worst controversies.
Yeah.
Some of the becoming the first governor of Nairobi, he has had the worst controversies when it comes to corruption. He has had the worst controversies when it comes to handling his staff, media slapping Shabesh live on camera
in front of people.
So that national aspect, but at least he has maintained to be someone who's calm.
Okay.
But if you look at how he's treated in Luo Nyanza,
he's very popular in the community, so even numbers, he can pull the numbers.
So he can definitely pull numbers and people can rally quite easily behind him. So he can also be a very good leader for that position.
Wait, so what's this person's name? Wait, Jalang'o is in which party?
Jalang'o.
Yeah.
It's ODM.
He is ODM, right?
Fully fledged ODM.
Okay. So is he in any conversations about anything?
No. Jalang'o.
Or you guys still don't take him?
Quite high. Jalang'o, we appreciate Jalang'o.
He doesn't insult people, for one.
He does it for sure. He doesn't insult people. But Jalang'o has not been in politics for quite a long time. That is the first thing. And Jalang'o has not still had that image of a politician.
Has he made impact, like according to your analysis and what you've heard, what you've seen? Has he made any impact?
Jalang'o has not made impact politically. Jalang'o is still seen as a celebrity.
He's still an entertainer. I've said that before.
Most of the time we're engaging with content from Jalang'o is not on political issues.
100%.
It is on other totally different issues.
And that's very unfortunate.
And that is the problem. So there is not that leadership image that we are seeing from Jalang'o.
100%.
And that is the bad thing about Kenyan politics. Kenyan politics is just about populism. the fact that you're seen every day, the fact that you're online, people think that you're a good leader. But in real sense, if we start to critique you on what you've done for Lang'ata MP, for the Lang'ata people, for the bills you've introduced in Parliament, for the vision you have for the manifesto,
I don't know
it
of any.
becomes
Are
very
there
different.
I've not, any policies he's challenging or he's trying to push?
There's no important policy or challenge that Jalang'o was introduced in Parliament.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate because he's young, and I think he was also like, if you're elected young, you still have so much room to do a lot of things, and you can if you want to. I think if you want to, you can.
So you see, Jalang'o has to morph and become a leader. That is my best advice for him.
Transform from entertainer to
transform from being an entertainer and become a leader. Let people see you mostly as a leader and not an entertainer. If truly you want to progress in Kenyan politics, because there was a time he was saying he wants to vie for governor. But how do you want to vie for governor?
Jesus Christ. He said that?
He said that he will soon vie for governor.
No,
not this time. He said if Babu gets to the position, he might vie.
Maybe he was being a comedian, because that's his background.
He was being
right?
a comedian, but one thing about politics, the moment you test it, you would want.
He would actually be serious saying that.
So he would want to become a governor. So you do not want to become a governor, and 100% of the times people seeing you, it's only Luo Festival, it's only Bolo Bespoke, it's only you are out with your worker eating at your garden.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, you're content creator.
Shopping.
You're creating content.
Yes, it is good for us to see that aspect, but we are seeing too much of you on that.
But I think that's the problem, because now when we see too much of that, and we're not seeing policies you're pushing or lives that you're changing, it becomes a little bit,
So you've seen how I've told you that he wants to vie for governor, and you've bluffed it a little bit.
Governor is a bit ridiculous. Come on.
The fact that you're displaying an image of an entertainer, nobody will take you serious when you want to progress.
Yeah, I can't.
Yes, for sure. Okay. So he has to rethink on that position. So Jalang'o, I do not see him as a worthy person to take over the
I know somebody else who's, trying to sneak his way in. And, I'll ask you about his opinion, about what you think about him, because I think that's his next step.
Yes.
Eric Omondi has shown a bit of I think he's slithering his way into politics.
Yes. In fact, there was a proposition for him to be given a ticket for any constituency that he might want to vie.
Through ODM.
Yeah, through ODM.
So
definitely,
what are your
if
thoughts?
we talk about giving a ticket, it's ODM. It's only ODM.
I'm just saying, because, we have to be clear. We have to be clear.
It's only ODM that gives you a ticket, and the moment you get the ticket, you're assured of winning.
Oh, okay. So what do you think about that? Because he's pushed he has done this humanitarian thing for over since COVID till now, which has made a huge impact on just the lower class community.
I
loved
the way he has evolved.
Yeah,
he's not now being seen.
We're not seeing him as an
activist.
Yeah.
In fact, now we are seeing him as a philanthropist.
Yes.
And as an activist, someone who's involved with charity. I don't think if right now I'm coming across Eric Omondi's content.
I'm not expecting to laugh.
Comedy. Yeah. In fact, I'm just seeing charity and everything, and that is good.
Yeah.
That is how you evolve. So you see, the moment you've already created that image of someone who's doing philanthropy, charity, and helping people,
you're shaking hands with the people.
At least people are now starting to take you serious.
Yeah.
So Eric Omondi is good. I would credit him for activism. The moment he's making noise about media bills to protect content creators.
Yeah.
He's making noise about finance bill with us here.
Yeah.
That activism aspect is always important for any leader. I've always said it.
Yeah.
That is how an MP would always make change. So if Eric Omondi is given a chance, I would feel that he has already gone away from being an entertainer like Jalang'o.
And that's the thing. The craziest thing, if I was to pick Jalas and Eric right now and compare the two, I think if Eric was given Jalang'o's job, he might be able to do a better job.
He will do a better job. Because Eric Omondi, if he's elected, you would not see any content on entertainment anymore.
True.
You'll no longer see it. Eric Omondi is the type of person you'll now see him now actively, protesting about certain things or pushing for certain things.
Yeah.
Yes, you would be happy because it has given him a platform. So I cannot rule out Eric Omondi getting into the political space, and I would be happy for him to be there.
And to be a good evolution to see where it goes. Because also we still have to keep, it's crazy, but we also have to keep an open mind to a lot of people getting in positions, you know.
Yes,
because we can't
as young people,
Yeah.
we must start to imagine that anyone can become president.
Yes, because we can't complain, and yet all these other people who are supposed to come in are people who like we're currently now like seeing doing things like, you know, in a noble way.
Yes.
And so, and of course, we're not taking, this is not shots at Jalas. Come on, we're just having conversations and we are trying to think and also understand I'm millennial,
It's a
is
good
Gen
advice.
Z.
That one cannot be
Yeah,
short.
but you know, like just how people online look at things and then start acting crazy. So it's just like pure analysis and just take it as, you know, criticism. Like, you know, and things that you can change or improve on. Like we've said, people don't look at him as a political leader.
Yes.
We see him as an entertainer.
For sure.
That's the unfortunate part. Eric has already started showing like a lot of, you know, things like leadership qualities that might actually
Very good.
push him in a very good position. But also, again, over the past years, we have seen people who have been acting a certain way before they were given a ticket and position.
Yeah.
You know, we have the history of people like, you know, KJ was during Moi's era and was drawing cartoons on the newspaper, like, you know, newspaper, like there was always a section there for just his cartoons, criticizing the government 24/7. They were akina ridiculous. Tony Njuguna,
Yeah.
Walter Mungare,
I know
John
them.
Kerry. So if you remember how they were like, you know, representing like young people and just being like against the government and painting it like in a comedic way. Like even Moi at times was open to them entertaining like people in public holidays.
Yes.
But, you know, a lot of these people got in positions and, you know, like KJ, of
They
course,
changed.
no shots again. But,
And-
you know,
and-
they changed.
They change. And it's
They're not the
true.
same people
is
that they used to
why-
be.
That is why it is very critical for Gen Zs to question your character.
You have
Because
to.
how else are we going to be assured that you're not going to change?
You have to look
Because
at
if you tell
yeah,
us that you've done something today,
yeah,
then how am I going to trust you in the first place if
Yeah.
you've already, example, shot someone, right?
yeah.
How am I going to trust you again in future?
It's
That is
kinda-
why
it's
the
tricky.
only way for us to be assured that you'll not turn out that way is
Yeah.
for us to first question, what type of person are you?
Yeah.
What have you done in the past that might predict you will do this in the future? So that is the problem with the leaders that we are also having here. So
Yeah.
that is why it's good for us to have a leader that we might be
Yeah.
so sure about it. But also you must understand
Mm-hmm.
that the reason why some leaders might not deliver quite well is because of the political system that we have.
Okay.
So many leaders are very ambitious about,
But there are people in higher positions
Yes,
who
yes.
can't allow them to do what they.
they can't allow them to do
Ah.
that. And even certain leaders, as Babu Winos talked about it and he said that, of course I might do certain things like impeaching the president, but which MP will rally behind me the moment I decide to do that?
Yeah.
Nobody.
So that they lose all their diplomatic passports and benefits.
Yeah, so one thing,
Yeah.
the reality that hits these people when they get there is certain bureaucracy that will prevent
Yeah.
them from doing so many things.
True.
You might want to deliver a certain contract to your own people, but there are certain cartels in between it that are colluding with the government or certain agencies that would steal and eat money. And your constituency would not be getting a certain amount of money. So that reality always hits them so hard. I've even heard about MPs telling people that what you think happens in the government will make you not even want to become a leader.
That's true.
Because it becomes impossible for you to deliver as a leader.
And you're already in that circle. You can't take a step back and say, like, I don't want this anymore. No, you already signed up for this. You're part of it.
And that is why, while we were fighting for a revolution in Kenya in 2024, we were fighting for an overhaul of the system. We were not just fighting to replace someone. That is why we are having this important discussion that it's not just about Ruto. Like, even if, of course, we change it to another person, does it change that system that we've had in place?
Because might still complain about the same things.
In our
again.
health sector, in our educators, are these cartels still there?
Yeah.
That overhaul of the system was very necessary. And that is the only way a leader that we elect can thrive. If we choose that it's a good leader to do with Maraga, he can only thrive as a president if that system is also taken down. But if we ignore that system and have someone on top there as a president, it will become impossible for him to deliver to his own people.
Now, even when we're talking about such things, right? talking about things that might hinder, like, even like somebody who's ambitious to take things to the next level. Right now, like, Raila is not there anymore.
Yes.
I think he was like the biggest, kind of like bully in that space. Where does that leave the climate now? Because like, I'm just trying to think, it's kind of like a football match. Like, you guys have been like, rivals. And then that person is not even there anymore. Like, even for Ruto, just think about it. Like, okay, so now who's supposed to like compete with him in that,
Okay, let me tell you.
That capacity?
Let me tell you an important thing.
And impact that, just how Rao he had like,
Why did Rao have that impact?
I think establishment and just...
Establishment, but because of the people behind him.
Okay,
who are ready to die for him.
Yeah.
And while people have been saying online that now that Raila has died, the Luo people have no direction or their light has been switched off. But people don't remember that. It is not because of
Do you
Raila.
think the light has been switched off?
No, that is what I'm saying.
Raila was a very...
Yes,
if it's firewood, we're talking about a big ass flame that's in the house, it's hot.
He was unifying people. But I tell people that you cannot say that now that Raila has died, our switch is off. People need to realize that we were not going to protest, or Luos were not protesting because of Raila. People need to see that Luos have a certain inherent character of defiance. Even from the beginning, even in the colonial times, Luos have always been defiant about everything. So it's a character that is embedded in Luos.
Yeah.
And most people think that now that Raila is gone, we might not see that. No. You will
still be there.
See it with Luos.
We'll see it, but how will we see it in a political level?
Yes. The only problem is that it has to be directional. Now that that is your character, whose orders are we taking from?
Yeah.
So that might be the important aspect, because not all of them can one day wake up and say that, okay, now we're going to be protesting or defying.
Nobody's going to listen, because, that's what I'm saying. Like, Raila was such a huge vacuum to fill. Like, it's so big, because we're talking about somebody who's doing it from like our grandpa's days till now. So when even he's saying something, it's coming from like an elder. It's not just a politician. It's an elder. It's like listening to your grandpa. It's like, oh, you're listening to him because he's... So like, even if somebody who's coming in is slightly younger, like are people still going to look at that representative as the same way they were looking at Raila? And it might take like a little bit of time for somebody to come and bully his way into that nini. But is it possible, first of all?
It's impossible.
And you've said it's people who are saying like, it's like the light has been dimmed. But is it possible for the light to be switched on to that level, to that intensity?
It is impossible to match the level that Raila attained in Kenyan politics. But it is possible for us to have the same media of politics from Nyanza, whereby they have a leader who will tell them go to protest and they will listen. They have a leader who tells them that we'll do this and they will listen.
Who's going to do that?
I don't want to speculate. Babu can be the one. Evans Kidero, Anyang' Nyong'o, Oburu Odinga.
Okay. Because it has to be one of them, though.
Just anyone.
Yeah.
Just
anyone. It has to be.
So that one will still happen.
Esther Passaris. Okay, that's on a lighter note. Okay.
Yeah. So anyone, but the level that Baba attained
is
something that would never be seen again, because Baba understood politics quite well. He understood the game so well. He understood the politics of opposition quite too well. And the revolutionary works of Baba cannot be replicated again. We have not seen a leader who has fought for reforms. People underlie that before Baba became even a political presidential candidate, there was something he did before that. And I tell people in politics, the moment you want to decide to become something, there is something that you first have to do.
Yeah.
Did you go on TV to talk about something? Did you meet people on the ground to talk about something? So Baba did something very critical first. Before he went for any position, he fought for multi-party democracy. And that was a very good thing.
A huge thing. That has changed politics in Kenya.
He fought for the ability of people to get out of this dictatorship of Moi regime. He was detained, he held rallies and he held those things.
Yeah.
So that revolutionary works, I do not see it in someone else. Because right now, currently, we are going through a lot as a country that needs that revolutionary aspect.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any leader, even Babu himself, step up.
Impossible.
Yeah. In fact, we used to tell them that if you say that ODM is bad, why don't you resign from ODM and fight for us? We haven't seen that. What did Raila do? Raila resigned from Ford.
Yeah.
And went to another party and vied again in Lang'ata, as long as it did not align with his ideology as an individual.
Yeah.
So that revolutionary aspect, I'm not seeing it from any leader.
So now even, have we gone, even apart from like, us, the people saying like the light has been dimmed, what about the policies that were being pushed by Baba and stuff? Like, are they all gone? And now you have to start afresh? Because you said something very important, like on
my TikTok, right?
TikTok, and I want to like now you to address that, like, if you can break it down for us, because he had like these policies he was pushing and ideologies. So are you saying all those have to be forgotten and new ones now brought to?
They have to be forgotten, and the reason why it has to be forgotten, because ODM's ideology was Raila. The moment you take that picture out, it's done.
Yeah.
So, Raila, people still want to resurrect Raila by stating that Raila has left this plan behind and now we have to follow it.
Yeah.
How is that possible? The only reason we revere this person was because he was alive to tell us what to do.
Yeah.
So they're telling people that Raila left us in government to carry out certain specific functions and help the government. But at the same time, people are fed up with this government itself. So how are you going to force an entire nation to follow that route, even though they do not agree with that? So that is why I was calling it out on my platform, specifically for Luos, because I'm from that region. Definitely, I have to talk about it. I was stating that no leader should come out trying to convince Luos under the pretext that Raila left us here, that we should now be supporting this government. We would appreciate them not being in government.
Isn't that going against what Baba wanted? How dare you go against what your grandfather has put in place and saying like,
Baba was only revered.
And he did the handshake.
Baba was only revered when he's alive. Baba was only important when he is alive. What he has left behind is a legacy, not a direction, not a command. After Baba is gone, that is over.
But isn't that what now brings the confusion thing that we said? Like now, isn't that going to be like a tough conversation?
Yes, it's going
among
to be,
us, like fact, just even yourself.
Leave alone being a tough conversation, it's going to be the propaganda and the narrative that William Ruto's side and the cronies that have been left behind are going to push. And they've already started it. Because that is easier to convince people. Like, why are we still in this government? People would ask, and people would tell you, Raila, the most important consequential leader, gave us this direction. So the moment people who loved Raila listen to that narrative, they would be like, you are making sense. In fact, people are saying, Raila, before he died, he knew that he wanted to leave his people in government. You see that kind of narrative that is being propped up.
Okay, now, but here's the thing.
So the moment you tell an average Luo in the rural area such kind of thing, somebody who sees Raila as a demigod, he would say, hey, Baba foresaw this as a prophet. So you see, that narrative is being cooked slowly with the people of Nyanza. But we Nyanza people, we are independent people of our own view of how things are supposed to be run.
But now, where is the time for people to make such the decision-making period it's not supposed to take too long if you think about it, like right now. And even just if it's like getting like your house in order or getting your affairs in order, it's supposed to happen fast right now because we're also coming to almost like the next elections. And, that's where you need clarity and purpose. Like, there can't be too much confusion going on with the limited time that's there.
If I was Babun, to avoid all this, first step I do I make it clear and obvious that I am ready to lead the people of Nyanza.
Mhm.
Number 2, I make an executive order within the ODM party to strike down the coalition agreement or the memorandum of understanding that we have had with the government because it does not align with the majority of people.
And then what happens after?
Number 3,
Mhm.
we find measures of now trying to get together with the young people, with the opposition that is also in place, to form a formidable team
Mhm.
to take down the current regime. Those are the most considerable steps that has to be taken when it comes to the ODM party. And for me as an individual, it's not a must for ODM to have a president. I love ODM with the aspect of fighting for the rights of people,
Yeah.
or as a party that has always kept the government on toes.
Yep.
So that is one thing that you're going to see. So let's not be afraid that, okay, maybe they might lose, they might be out of government and be in the perpetual opposition again. It's fine. Let's go with that. But the principle of fighting for the rights of people should never be done away with.
Telling you, it's just one of those things that, like I said, it's hard conversations to talk about, but also the best thing, the most important thing is to note that there's very limited time because we're getting close to the next election. So even things that we don't want to discuss now, I mean, it's inevitable for them to be heard, and it will be heard through like the press, or people will push their own agendas through the platforms that they can. So it's better to have those conversations like right now. Also, like another thing, just